So this week, yesterday, we were talking about how to set yourself up with the perfect morning routine. What does that look like? Getting up early, exercising, having a nutritious breakfast, getting to the office, doing what we call a pre-prospecting routine, getting yourself in that right mindset to take on the day, and then, making the calls. Because here's what it comes down to it. If you master your morning schedule from the time you get up to 12 noon, right? The rest of the day will take care of itself. So it's key that we focus and make that etched in stone. Like nothing gets in the way of that morning routine. Not a listing appointment, not a showing, not a home inspection or whatever it may be. Your morning routine is key to your success, right? Getting up early, exercising, eating something nutritious, getting in the office early, making your calls, connecting with people is key, right? Because if you stick to that morning routine, you master that morning routine, the rest of the day will take care of itself. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Your environment is key as well, right? And we talked about that. But today I want to talk to you about how to automate your business. How do we automate your business? There's a lot of things going on in your business and it's pulling you one way and it's pulling you the other way. And we need to have things in place that help you with the automation. Now, there are two ways. You're either going to leverage people or you're going to leverage technology to improve your automation, right? So I want to share today with you a couple of tools that you may want to use within your business plan, right? Within your business to make it more automated. So the first one I want to share with you is something called Slide Broadcast, right? What is Slide Broadcast? Slide Broadcast is a ringless voicemail drop. What they do is you record a voicemail, you pick who you're going to send it to, and you can even schedule it and it sends it out to them, right? This is a really great product. One, if you have a large database, past clients, sphere of influence database, this would be a great product where if you're making your calls and there's a number of people that you did not reach and you're connecting with them, right? Simply record a message and you could fire it off in bulk to the number of people that you have in your database. Really powerful. It's also a great tool to use for circle prospecting, right? Circle prospecting. So what do we mean by that? If you're looking at, let's say, a neighborhood that's a high turnover area, you want to go after that. You want to connect with people in that area, because we all know that when someone lists a home, usually another one or two pop up in the next couple of weeks. And it's never with the same agent that listed in that area. So by connecting with the neighbors, picking up the phone and calling them and talking to them is ideal to pick up that next listing. However, to automate, use something like Slide Broadcast. Send them a message. Renee from Quebec does this really, really well. She will see what new listings came out that week, like on the Monday, records a message for that particular listing, even though it's not her listing and not even her company, would record some information and then would have a schedule where she's sending out 100 of these voicemails each day for the week. And at the end of the week, she would have sent out 500 of these messages to the neighborhood and then does it all over again the following Monday in a different neighborhood. Really good success rate with Slide Broadcast. So she's sending out about 2,000 voicemails a month, right? So really good tool to use for both your database and to have as a lead source for yourself. The second one I wanted to introduce to you is something called Hit 'em Up. Now, Hit 'em Up is a great tool if you want to send out a mass text message, but personalize it. So you can, type out whatever message you want it to be and pick a number of people that you want this to send to, and they will embed their names in each text message, right? So very similar to sending out a bulk email. Now you're sending out a bulk text message, right? Now, where you would use this tool, simple. It could be your database, connecting with your database. We know that part of the plan is to, 4 times a year, send them a text message and say, how you doing, right? I've always said that you should use the text messaging complementing the phone call you have with the client. So once a quarter, you're picking up the phone, you're calling people that you know. That weekend or that week, you should have a follow-up text message that goes out there. So I would type out a text message, something like, hey, first name, really nice talking to you this week. As I mentioned, first name, if you know of anyone thinking of selling a home, hey, I appreciate the business. Thanks so much, first name. And everywhere where you have first name would embed their name into it. And I could send this out to like 40, 50 people all in one shot. And they're all getting that text message that feels personalized, right? I would then set up a second text message for those people I did not speak with that week. So if I made my calls and I have like, let's say 50 people I'm supposed to connect with this week, only spoke to 30, I would send that first message out. The other 20 should not get that message because I didn't connect with them. So it should be something different. So the other 20 would get something like, hey, first name, tried connecting with you this week. Nothing urgent. If you have any questions regarding real estate, hey, first name, I'm here to help. Right? Now, you can save those templates in Hit 'em Up. You can also create groups of people, right? We talk about in your database should be divided up into 10 equal pieces so that you're not overwhelmed. If you have a database of 500 people, past clients, center of influence, database of 500 people, it's easier to work in chunks. So if you break it down to 10 equal pieces, you're only connecting with 50 people a week. Again, we're systemizing our database, right? So really great tool. Now, the second thing you can do with them is lead follow-up, right? If you have a number of leads, let's say we're working on our January list. Okay, we're working on this January list. There'll probably be a number of people that you had tried working with this year. Okay, going back this year, it's like, hey, I was showing houses to this couple, nothing panned out. I had a request to do an evaluation of property. They never listed the home. So going back to all the old leads that you have in your system, right? Why not send off a text message to all of them saying, hey, first name, just connecting with you. You mentioned you're thinking of selling or buying. Is that still the plan or have things changed? Right? Again, really awesome tool, right? Let's jump into the next one. As you know, we should automate our scheduling, right? And I really like Calendly.com because what it does is it allows the consumer to automatically set an appointment with you, right? We need to automate as much as possible. So when you're looking at, for example, you want to set an oil change appointment. You want to go get an oil change your car. You literally grab your phone and boom, 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 boom. I set an appointment. Why not do that with you? Why not have it simpler for the consumer to book an appointment with you, right? So setting up Calendly allows you to set up your schedule. Hey, I can do appointments at 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 7 o'clock. Those are my appointment times, Monday to Friday. Go ahead and knock yourself out. Right? So if they go onto your website, boom, they can set an appointment with you. If you set up on social media, you can actually set this up through Linktree where they can set an appointment with you, right? It's all about the automation. It's all making it simpler for the consumer to book appointments with you, right? Next one I put down is social media. We all know we have to work on our social media. Problem media is when you create the content, we should use a platform that allows you to distribute the social media. So one is Hootsuite.com, right? If you don't have Hootsuite, this is a great idea. This allows you to put it on all the different social media platforms. A second similar product is something called Social Champ, socialchamp.io. They do the exact.
Ça me fait trop de. Peux-tu l'arrêter? Je voulais juste une page. Whoop. Sorry.
No worries. So socialchamp.io does the same exact thing. So you create your content and you want to put it out there for everyone to see, right? Now, how do you how do you do that? Do you have to keep putting everything in Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and going back and forth? Well, in this case, you just set it up and you can have a schedule of when your content is going out, right? This saves you a lot of time. Again, automate. So if you set up your content for the month, all of this goes out, right? And you don't have to think about it, right? It's just going to automatically put up the content on the schedule that you've decided, right? Really powerful tool. Again, we're looking at either Social Champ or Hootsuite. I know there's other ones, but those are the two that I really recommend. The next thing is, have you guys ever had any writer's block? Like you want to create a blog or you want to create some sort of social media content and you're having a tough time with it, right? Jarvis.ai will help you with that. In fact, when you work with Jarvis, you can set up what type of writing you want done. If you want it to be a little bit more kind of funny, or if you want it to be a little bit more serious, it allows you to create the content and for you. It will do it for you, the content. So if any of you are having a tough time creating content, whether it be like a blog or whether just simply, hey, what do I put out there? What do I need to do? Something like that would help you in getting that content created for yourself. And then you attach it to Social Champ or Hootsuite to put it out there. Remember this, social media is something that's never going to go away. It's not going to go away. It is the new newspaper. It is the new TV ads. It's always going to be there. But what will change is how do you catch the person's attention? How are you going to get their attention? Because the attention span of humans are shrinking. And we need to have as much product out there, as much information out there to help us stand out. So this would be a product to do this. So if you really want to take it to the next level, however, is you can go ahead and take some, well, sorry, I'm going to go to Gains. Gains is another one to help you with social media. It's gainapp.com. It helps you make sure that whatever you're putting out there is, approved properly. It allows you to create content and keep track of it so that the engagement, because the engagement is key. You may put out the product, but now what we need to make sure is we're staying on the comments that people are making, or the engagement is really key. As you know, Google and Facebook are changing their algorithms. They're only, promoting things where the engagement is there. So using a product like Gain allows you to stay on top of your social media. It also allows you to create a calendar down the road, so you know where your content's going to be for the next month, 2, 3, even the year, right? So really good product here. The next one that I like regarding social media is if you don't have time for any of this, you're like, no, Danny, I don't have time to create the content. I know we need to create the content. I don't have time for any of this. Well, the real estate marketing dude can do it all for you. They help you attract business through their product in respect to getting you the content that you need. So if for my teams who are out there and it's like, I don't want to create the content, who do I do this? Boom, you got a product that they can create the content for you, right? To help you generate leads. They do everything for you. Now, obviously it costs money, of course, right? Everything does. But at the end of the day, if you want something that's more customized for you and it looks like you're the one creating it, they can do it for you. So the program is called realestatemarketingdude.com, right? That would be I guess at the end of the day, throwing the check equity at this, right? All right. Now let's switch gears a little bit. One of the things we talked about in the past is creating an email kind of template where you fire off an email to your database, you fire off an email to anybody, like a kind of a bulk email. The goal behind the email is having what we call CTAs, call to actions in them. right? You bring something of value to the consumer, and then the consumer then looks, hey, I like this, let me get more information. And then it comes down, it's like, I got this landing page with more information, and I have some call to actions on that landing page, right? It's called a funnel system. That's what that is. So you throw out the bait, they bite, then they come into this landing page. From the landing page, you're upselling them, hey, you really need to get this report, or you really should find out what your home is worth. Please fill in your information. Like, that's the goal. Then they fill in their information, and now you're like, oh, I got a lead. That is called a funnel system. And anytime you purchase these online leads, for example, from Bold Leads or Prime Seller Leads, or even like Facebook leads from Street Text, that's what they do. They create an ad. That ad then has a funnel system in it to get people to fill in their information. That's in essence what it is. If you want to take charge of that, there's a really good program called ClickFunnels. It's clickfunnels.com. And that's exactly, so instead of you paying for Bold Leads, you can now create it yourself. It's real simple. It has the landing page that you can either email to people or just you connect it to a specific ad, right? Then it shows, you know, the funnel system. It builds value, gets people to like, yes, I'm interested. And then boom, they fill in their information. So really great tool if you want to create your own lead gen system versus paying for someone else. If you feel you're paying way too much money, if you're paying way too much money for Bold Leads or the leads that you're getting, this is an inexpensive way to do it. They'll set up the pages for you that you need, and then even send out their responses afterwards. Really excellent tool to use and not very expensive, right? If you don't have a website, because some of you are like, I don't have my own website, Danny. I don't have my own landing pages, because you could do this within your landing pages. You could do this within your website. But some of you are like, I don't have one, or my team has a website and I don't want to take on that expense. Here is a solution for you. You still can create the landing pages that you need, right, to maximize your social media presence, right? That's what this is. Excellent. Let's jump in. I got another one. Okay. For my teams, and you know what, even individuals, if you're at a cusp where you're like, hey, I kind of need some help, here is a great product. It's called My Virtual Desk. What is that? It's a virtual assistant. That's right. A very reasonably priced virtual assistant, where you're spending anywhere from $9 to $12 on an hour for a virtual assistant, right? We all know that having an assistant is key. You can use them in many different capacities. That will help you automate your business. And the last one, I'm going to give you guys one more, is have you, you know, when you do the transaction and you're in that period between we firm up the deal, no conditions, we're kind of waiting for the closing date to be paid, right? And there's that kind of that awkward, we call it the pending stage, or the stage in the transaction where you've taken care of the client. It's kind of like the escrow company or the lawyers taking over at this point, right? What should you have in that middle part? And we talk about connecting with the client to make sure that they got everything up and running, everything happening. Well, there's a great service, a concierge service, for that exact time that you're dealing with the client. It helps the client in the move. It's called movesnap.ca. And what they do, it's simply a concierge service, right? They'll set up a dashboard for the consumer, make sure that they are, you know, they have their utilities changed. They can set up a time for movers. It's as if, and you know, it's all in one dashboard that they can keep looking at. They even give some savings. And there's a person that connects with them periodically to say, hey, do you need anything? What's going on? And keeps you in the loop. They also do surveys to make sure how was your experience working with William as your realtor. So it's a great concierge service if you're too busy to stay on top of your client. Okay. This is, again, service for your client. All right. So everything I shared with you today are just some some products that you can use to help automate and smooth out the kinks in your business. Does anyone have any questions, concerns, hallucinations?
Danny, I have a question. I'd like to host an open house, but your database is very low, like limited. Let's say it's like 200 people. Well, I'm doing a sales event, but it's similar.
Yep.
And I want to get people in the door. Because it's pre-construction, it's not really, I can't just get the neighbors as easily. So how would you promote like that?
So that's a great question. So I would totally use, in this case, the slide broadcast. And I would look at buildings in and around that pre-construction, right? And specifically rental buildings. I would use a service called telelistings.net. Let me pop that one up for you, right? And you go into telelistings.net right here. And then you sign up for telelistings.net. They'll provide you with phone numbers. So when you go in, you can put in, let's say, the area code of that property, right? And that's what I would do. I would put in, the area code for the area that I'm looking at, and it'll pop up. I got here 5,000 numbers, right? If I want to, and then I'll just take this and just send them a slide broadcast message saying, hey, we have a VIP open house happening for this particular new build, right? If you're interested, boom, now you're hitting the area. It's just one message. Okay, Jeffrey?
Just make sure you don't hit the one in red though.
Yeah, the do not call list.
Yeah.
Right. So you would clean it up with the do not call list, and that's simple. If you subscribe, they give you the do not call list. I just simply hide the do not call list and use these ones. Okay. So start with that. Now, the second thing I would do is promote the crap out of it in the area, right? Like throw an ad, use something like the funnel system, the click funnels, right? Set up a landing page for that particular project, and then have them upsell them. You can upsell them on other projects, and now you're creating an email list that you can send out to people, right? So that's what I would look into. Great question. Anyone else have any questions?
Thanks, Danny.
No worries. No, we all good? All right. So please unmute yourselves. Everybody unmute yourselves. Everybody unmute yourselves. All right. What day is today?
Money making day.
I love it. It's a money making day. So if you're on this call, it's a money making day for you. So what do you need to do in your business today to help you move the needle? You guys are awesome. I'll talk to all of you tomorrow. Thanks so much.